Hello, my name is Scott Androff. I'm with AW Products. I'm here today to explain to you LeatherMedic's Nonsense formulation. I'm very familiar with it because I crafted it back in 1998. Back then, there was room fresheners and air fresheners. There wasn't even an odor eliminator category. So when it comes to odor elimination, I'm pretty good at it. Now, what you have in your bottle here is an oxidizing formula. Now there's three odor elimination principles right now. The most common is the masking elements, where they throw a fragrance into a product, spray it on an odor, and basically mask it or cover it or put a fragrance to it. Now the problem with this technology is you cannot add a fragrance to a formulation without adding an oil. It's a very important point. Let me repeat that. You cannot add a fragrance without adding an oil. So in principle, what you're doing is that you are spraying down an oil film on a surface to take care of odor elimination. Not a good idea. The second one is enzyme technology. You'll find this a lot in the pet industry. Nature's Miracle is one that comes to mind to me. And the third and best, I'm a little biased on this, is oxidization. To oxidize an odor, and let me explain this in layman's terms. We alter the molecular structure of the odor, we rob the oxygen molecule from the odor. If an odor does not have oxygen, it cannot gas out. It can't emit an odor. It's a permanent elimination. The best way to explain this is it's like taking oxygen away from a fire. If you take the oxygen away, the fire disappears. And it'll not start again until you re-spark it. So that's how this formulation works. Now let me explain a little bit about the formulation. We are a water-based formula. There's no solvents in this formula. So we are biodegradable, non-toxic, hyperallergenic, safe on all surfaces, safe enough to drink, and safe enough to put on your body, to be honest with you. We also biocidal, fungicidal, and germicidal formulation. Being an oxidizer, it's a natural byproduct of oxidization. Now let me explain a couple of the odors that we can eliminate. Actually, to be honest with you, there is only one odor that I've ever found that we could not odor neutralize. It's those little Christmas trees that you see hanging in cars. And it's only the pine scent. Something with the pine oil we cannot oxidize. That is the only odor I've ever found that we could not eliminate. So we got a pretty good track record here. The common odors that we're known for is obviously urine. I developed it back in 1998 for a bad dog sitting episode. So urine is obviously a no-brainer. Cigarette smoke. We're real popular with General Motors and most of the automotive because of our effectiveness on mildew and mold smell. And you'll run into that as well. So basically, all in all, your formulation is an oxidizing formulation, the best technology there is when it comes to odor elimination. Now, one thing I want to leave you with before I shut off here is to explain odors. Now, odors are always on a hard surface, okay? It's important that you understand this because this formulation that you have now in all oxidizers are on contact. You need to come in contact with the odor source to eliminate it. So finding the odor is normally quite a mission in itself. All right, here's a perfect example. You come into a house, into a room, we know there's a urine smell in there. Now, if we know it's a cat, we know cats are notorious for edges and corners. So if you're in a home and there's a cat urine smell, and you enter the room, you're about 50% sure it's going to be in the furthest corner away from the door. So how do we know for sure? We don't until we can actually isolate it. So what you do in this operation is that you'd grab a bottle of the nonsense, You go to the furthest corner, you hold it over your head, and you spray formula towards the ceiling while you zigzag and back yourself out of the room. Now it's important that you leave the room for 3 to 5 minutes to get your sinus realigned, then re-enter the room. Now what you can do is that you can basically smell yourself right to the spot. When you walk in, you'll just go, I don't smell anything. You keep working your way around the room, you'll find the spot. Once you find the spot, direct spray the formula on it. Especially on cloth and fabric, we always like to scratch the formulation in, but this is for a later video. I'll explain a little bit more detail in later videos. But on the urine spot, spray, scratch in, treat the air. So getting back to my point about odors. Odors are always on a hard surface. Always. They're carried in the air by oxygen. But if you can isolate the odor, and it's on a hard surface, spray the odor down with the formulation. Anything cloth or fabric, we recommend that you lightly scratch the formulation in. And the most important point, you have to treat the air around the odor source. Because if you don't, you get a false read. You can treat the spot, and when you stand up, you go, I can still smell it. What you're smelling is you're smelling the odor carried in the air in oxygen. So treat the spot, treat the air, and then leave the room and come back and check your results in 3 to 5 minutes. Let's put a wrap on this first session here. Again, this is Scott Androff with AW Products. I'm happy to be with you. And there will be a few other videos coming behind this to give you a little bit more understanding of the different odor eliminations, the procedures, how to do this and that. But until those come, have yourself a wonderful day, and I look forward to explaining a little bit more in the upcoming videos. Thank you.